Hello student of class 12th. Once again we are here with a new video, and in this video we are going to discuss about experimental study of photoelectric effect. In the previous video I discussed what is photoelectric effect, what is emission of electron, what is threshold frequency, and so many terms we had discussed in the previous video. If you had not watched that video, first go through that video and then you come on this video. Let us start this video. If you see the topic in your NCERT on the page number 389, this is the topic given, and the figure what we are seeing in this video that also in your book. So if you see in your book also, you can understand very well. Now in this figure, it is a schematic view of the arrangement which is used to study the photoelectric effect. It consists of evacuated glass quartz tube, and if you see in this diagram, there is a C means cathode, it is a plate, it is a photosensitive plate, and another metal plate denoted by A for anode. Now if you see, there is a S is source of light, and there is a quartz window which is sealed, or we can say it is covered. From the source S, the short wavelength passes through the window and falls on the photosensitive plate C. The photosensitive plate, which is denoted by C, also called emitter because it emits electron. So when the light falls on this C photosensitive plate, and if it has sufficient amount of energy, so the electron will emit out, and the term we are using here, that is work function of the metal, we had discussed in the previous video. So electron will emit from the plate C, and since A is positive plate, so it will attract towards the plate A, and it will collect on the plate A. So we can call the plate A as a collector plate. So C is called emitter and A is called collector. And if you see the diagram very properly, we had connected the C and A with the battery, or we can say that we had provided a potential difference between the plate, and it can vary also. You see there is a rheostat. With the help of rheostat, we can vary the potential of C and A. So plate A can be maintained at a desired positive or negative potential with respect to C. Means if you slide the slider, so you can make the plate A positive or negative with respect to C. So when the collector plate A is positive with respect to emitter plate C, the electrons are emitted and attracted towards A. The emission of electron causes flow of electric current in the circuit, and the potential difference between the emitter and collector plate is measured by the voltmeter. There is a voltmeter also, you see in the diagram. We can measure the potential difference with the help of this voltmeter, and the photocurrent which is flowing in the circuit can be measured with the help of microammeter. If you see, there is a micrometer denoted by mu A. We can measure the current from there, and we can measure the potential with the help of voltmeter in the circuit. Now the intensity and frequency of the incident light can be varied. You can vary the intensity. How can you vary the intensity? The intensity of light can be varied by changing the distance of light source from the emitter. If you bring the source closer to the emitter, if you bring the source closer to collector plate, C is also known as emitter. If you bring source towards the emitter, that is C, the intensity increases. If you move the source away from the emitter or C, the intensity decreases. So we can vary the intensity by this way, and also we can change the, we can vary the frequency also. We can vary the potential difference also by changing the rheostat value, and by this we can collect so many results, and we will discuss in this video. Now what I discuss in this section, I discuss, this is a diagram of the experimental, what the experiment has been done. In this we had one plate C. C is cathode, C is also known as emitter, A is anode, A is also known as collector, and there is a quartz window from which the light source falls on the photosensitive plate C and electrons are emitted. The second is, we can vary the intensity, we can vary the frequency, and we can vary the potential difference between the emitter and collector. Now with this experiment, what we can study, we study the first, intensity of radiation, second, frequency of incident radiation, third, potential difference between the plate A and C, and the fourth is nature of material of plate C, and light of different frequencies can be used by putting appropriate color filter on the colored glass in the path of light falling on the emitter C. Means you can change the frequency, you can use a different frequency of light by putting the color filter. You can change the light by putting the filter on the window. Means if you put the red filter, it will allow only red light to pass. If you use the green filter, it will allow only green light to pass over there. Means by this you can change the frequency. If you bring source closer to the C, you are changing the intensity. So like this we can do the experiment and we can study so many things. Now the next is effect of intensity on photocurrent. So if you see the graph between the photoelectric current and intensity of light, this is a straight line, and if you see that as the intensity of light increases, number of electron emitted also increases, and so the current will also increases. So we can say that photo current is proportional to intensity. As you increase the intensity, number of electron more emitted and number of current will be increased. So we can say the photo current is directly proportional to intensity. It is very important that photo current is proportional to intensity. Photo current is directly proportional to intensity means the number of photoelectron emitted per second is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. As you increase the intensity, the electron are emitted and current also increases. This graph is very important. 1 marks questions there in board in the previous board exam. The next is effect of collector potential. Collector potential is meant for collecting emitted electron, and in the experimental setup it was denoted by A. Current first increases with increase in collector potential, after which it saturates. It saturates, it becomes constant when emitted electron equal to collected electron. This maximum current is called saturated current. Means when the electron are emitted and they are equal to collected electron, after that no electron are emitting, it means current has saturated, it goes on its maximum value, so we can call it saturated current. Now if you keep the voltage negative, if you keep the voltage negative of plate A, now what happened? Electron are negatively charged and plate A is also, we had kept negative, so electron will repel. So if you keep the voltage negative, it will repel electron, and at some potential all the electron will get repelled. Means if you increase the negativity of the plate A, the electrons are repelled, and at the certain potential all the electron will repelled and they are not attracted towards the plate A. So we can see in the micrometer there is no current. So what happened? At this potential, photo current will be zero, and this potential is called stopping potential, and this potential is equal to the maximum kinetic energy of the electron. Means the stopping potential is equal to K maximum, and it is equal to EV naught. So K maximum is equal to H nu minus EV, that is stopping. V is stopping potential, and stopping potential depend on the frequency and work function. If you see there in the graph, there is graph between photocurrent and potential. One side there is a collector plate potential and it is positive, and opposite to zero it is negative, means retarding potential. So if you see in this figure, if you see in this graph, the graph is between the photocurrent and collector potential, or we can say potential. Now if you apply the negative potential to plate A with respect to plate C, again if you apply the negative potential to plate A with respect to plate C, मतलब प्लेट ए का पोटेंशियल हम नेगेटिव कर रहे हैं प्लेट सी के तुलना में, एंड इट मे इंक्रीजिंग नेगेटिवली, मीन्स धीरे धीरे उसको हम नेगेटिव बढ़ाते चले जा रहे हैं। व्हेन द पोलैरिटी इज रिवर्स द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर रिपेल्ड। अब जब हमने प्लेट ए का पोलैरिटी चेंज करके जो पहले पॉजिटिव था उसको हमने नेगेटिव करना शुरू कर दिया, तो क्या होगा, धीरे धीरे इलेक्ट्रॉन को रिपेल करना शुरू करेगा। द इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर रिपेल्ड एंड ओनली मोस्ट एनर्जेटिक इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर एबल टू रीच द कलेक्टर प्लेट ए। जिस इलेक्ट्रॉन के पास ज़्यादा एनर्जी होगी वो प्लेट ए की तरफ बढ़ेगा, और हमने उस प्लेट का पोटेंशियल और नेगेटिव बढ़ाना शुरू कर दिया, तो धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन भी आना बंद हो जाएंगे जिसके पास बहुत ज़्यादा एनर्जी थी। तो हम कह सकते हैं द फोटो करेंट इज़ फाउंड टू डिक्रीज रैपिडली अंटिल इट ड्रॉप टू ज़ीरो एट अ सर्टेन शार्पली डिफाइंड critical value of the negative potential, and it is denoted by V naught. V naught is the potential of the plate A and it is negative potential. So for a particular frequency of incident radiation, the minimum negative retarding potential given to the plate A for which the photocurrent stop or becomes zero is called cutoff potential और stopping potential। मतलब प्लेट ए का वो नेगेटिव पोटेंशियल, प्लेट ए का वो मिनिमम नेगेटिव पोटेंशियल जिस पर फोटो करंट रुक गई, या हम कहें कि फोटो करंट ज़ीरो हो गई, उसको हम बोलते हैं कट ऑफ पोटेंशियल या स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल। सो स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल इज इक्वल टू K maximum, means all the photoelectron emitted from the metal do not have the same energy. The photoelectric current is zero when stopping potential is sufficient to repel even the most energetic photoelectron। मतलब कहने का ये है कि सभी फोटो इलेक्ट्रॉन जो एमिट हो रहे हैं उनके पास सेम एनर्जी नहीं होगी। तो फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट ज़ीरो कब होगी? फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट ज़ीरो तब होगी जब स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल इतना हो जाए कि वो सबसे अधिक एनर्जेटिक इलेक्ट्रॉन को भी रोक दे, तो हम बोलेंगे वो उस प्लेट का स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल है। तो स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल की वैल्यू क्या हो गई? स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल की वैल्यू हो गई मैक्सिमम एनर्जेटिक इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी, मैक्सिमम एनर्जेटिक इलेक्ट्रॉन की काइनेटिक एनर्जी के बराबर। तो हम कह सकते हैं कि मैक्सिमम इज इक्वल टू EV नॉट, एंड इट इज़ इक्वेशन नंबर 11.1 on the page number 391 in NCERT. So you see this graph. Now if you see in this graph there is a intensity I1, I2 and I3, and if you see in the graph I3 is more than I2 and I2 is more than I1, means most intensity of light is I3, and if you repeat this experiment with the incident radiation of some frequency but of higher intensity, means we are keeping the frequency same but we are increasing the intensity। लाइट की फ्रीक्वेंसी को सेम रख करके अगर हम उसकी इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाते चले जा रहे हैं, और मैंने बताया था भी कि इंटेंसिटी कैसे बढ़ा सकते हैं। इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाने के लिए हम सोर्स को नज़दीक लाएंगे। कहाँ लाएंगे नज़दीक? सोर्स को लाएंगे सी के नज़दीक, प्लेट सी के नज़दीक लाएंगे तो उसकी इंटेंसिटी बढ़ने लगेगी। फ्रीक्वेंसी हमने सेम रखी हुई, मीन्स वी आर नॉट चेंजिंग द कलर ऑफ लाइट। सो हम कलर ऑफ लाइट चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम केवल उसकी इंटेंसिटी को चेंज कर रहे हैं। तो इंटेंसिटी को हम चेंज कर रहे हैं, तो हमारे पास जो ग्राफ बन के आ रहा है, इस ग्राफ में इंटेंसिटी I3 I2 से ज़्यादा है और I2 I1 से ज़्यादा है, मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा इंटेंसिटी लाइट जो है वो I3 की है। सो हमने इस ग्राफ में क्या देख रहे हैं, द सैचुरेशन करंट आर फाउंड टू बी एट हायर वैल्यूज़। जो I3 है वो सबसे ज़्यादा है क्योंकि उसकी इंटेंसिटी सबसे ज़्यादा है। दिस शोज दैट मोर इलेक्ट्रॉन आर बीइंग एमिटेड पर सेकेंड व्हेन द इंटेंसिटी इंक्रीजेज। जैसे हमने इंटेंसिटी बढ़ाई तो इलेक्ट्रॉन और ज़्यादा संख्या में निकलने लगे, तो हम कह सकते हैं I3 मोर इंटेंसिटी की करंट पे निकल रहा है। एंड स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल जो हमको दिख रहा है यहाँ पर इस पूरे ग्राफ में, स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल रिमेन्स सेम as that for the incident radiation of intensity I1. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is, for a given frequency of incident radiation, the stopping potential is independent of its intensity. किसी दिए गए फ्रीक्वेंसी पर जो उसका स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल है वो इंटेंसिटी से इंडिपेंडेंट है। यहाँ पे हमको दिख रहा है इंटेंसिटी I3 I2 और I1 जो हमने करंट देखी है वो अलग अलग इंटेंसिटी के लिए है, लेकिन सबका स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल सेम है। सो द मैक्सिमम काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ फोटो इलेक्ट्रॉन डिपेंड ऑन लाइट सोर्स एंड द एमिटर प्लेट मटेरियल बट इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ इंटेंसिटी ऑफ इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन। क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, effect of frequency. For a fixed intensity of incident light, the photoelectric current does not depend on frequency of the incident light. Saturation current will be same for all frequencies, and the graph between the frequency and stopping potential is always a straight line and implies that there is always a minimum frequency below which there is no photo current is there. If you see the graph, the first graph, if you see, V03, V02, V01 minus, it is a retarding potential. We have taken the negative potential on the left side of the zero, and saturation current is same for all, and mu3, mu2 and mu1 are the frequencies. So this graph we had drawn to show the variation of photoelectric current with collector plate potential for different frequencies of incident radiation. So if you see, more the frequency, more the stopping potential. Means mu3 means इसकी frequency ज़्यादा है, उसके लिए stopping potential भी ज़्यादा है। mu2 जो कि mu3 से कम है उसके लिए भी स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल भी कम है। mu1 जो कि mu2 से कम है उसके लिए स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल भी कम है। तो हम यहाँ पे क्या देख रहे हैं, इस पहले वाले ग्राफ में हमको ये दिख रहा है कि द एनर्जी ऑफ एमिटेड इलेक्ट्रॉन डिपेंड ऑन द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ द इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन एंड द स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल इज मोर नेगेटिव फॉर हायर फ्रीक्वेंसीज ऑफ इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन। जिसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी ज़्यादा है उसके लिए स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल भी ज़्यादा है। इस ग्राफ से हमको ये दिख रहा है। जो सेकंड ग्राफ है राइट साइड में, उससे क्या पता लग रहा है हमें, फ्रॉम दिस ग्राफ, दिस इज द ग्राफ बिटवीन द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ इंसिडेंट रेडिएशन एंड करस्पॉन्डिंग stopping potential. If you see, on the y-axis we have taken stopping potential and on the x-axis we have taken frequency of radiation. So if you see that at the certain frequency, when nu is more than nu naught, nu is more than nu naught, the value is 0, means the stopping potential V naught varies linearly with the frequency of incident radiation for a given photosensitive material, and there exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency nu naught for which the stopping potential is 0. एक सर्टेन वैल्यू न्यू नॉट के लिए स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल 0 है, एक मेटल ए है। दूसरे मेटल बी के लिए हमने देखा उसका जो न्यू नॉट है वो ज़्यादा है, मीन्स फॉर मेटल बी न्यू इज़ मोर देन न्यू नॉट एंड फॉर मेटल ए न्यू इज़ मोर देन न्यू नॉट। न्यू नॉट यहाँ पर क्या है? न्यू नॉट यहाँ पर एक सर्टेन फ्रीक्वेंसी है जिसको कि हम थ्रेशोल्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी बोल रहे हैं। तो जब तक उस फ्रीक्वेंसी से कम रहेगा फ्रीक्वेंसी, कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन नहीं निकलेगा एंड एट दैट देयर इज अ स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल 0. So we can conclude two things from here. The maximum kinetic energy of photoelectron varies linearly with the frequency of incident radiation but is independent of its intensity. And the second is, for the second graph, for a frequency nu of incident radiation lower than the cutoff frequency nu naught, no photoelectric emission is possible even if intensity is large. जब तक जो लाइट पड़ रही है उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी डिज़ायर्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी से ज़्यादा नहीं होगी, तब तक कोई भी फोटो इलेक्ट्रॉन एमिट नहीं होगा एंड देयर विल बी नो फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक एमिशन पॉसिबल. So minimum cutoff frequency nu naught is called threshold frequency and it is different for different metal. As you are seeing in the graph, for metal A nu naught is different and for metal B nu naught dash is different, means the threshold frequency, also called cutoff frequency, is different for different metal. So these graphs what we have discussed in this video are very important. You revise from your NCERT, you see from your NCERT, and so many new thing also you learn from there. The topic we have discussed in this video are on the page number 389, 390, 391 and some on the 392. So watch this video, go through NCERT. Many times you have to watch this video, many times you have to go on these pages what I discuss, and then if you have any problem you can call me on my number and it is on the group.